When you tell people you're driving into the Netherlands, they expect a very specific aesthetic checklist. Flat horizons, windmills, gentle canals, maybe a field of tulips if you're lucky. But just over an hour outside the industrial grid of Düsseldorf, the earth does something highly un-Dutch. It wrinkles. We've crossed the border into South Limburg, and the flat landscape has completely shattered into a terrain of jagged limestone cliffs and deep valleys. This is Valkenburg. It's a town that didn't use clay or wood to build its identity. They literally mined the yellow stone right out from under their feet. It looks less like the Holland of postcards and more like a fantasy film set where the budget was spent entirely on masonry. After questioning if my GPS accidentally routed me to the German Eifel, I set out on foot. And the first rule of exploring a town built vertically: you don't start from above, you start from right beneath it. To understand the people who survived this valley, you have to leave the sunlight behind. This is the Fluweelengrot, or the Velvet Cave. It's a miles-long, hand-carved labyrinth underneath the castle hill. For centuries, whenever an invading army turned up above, which happened with alarming frequency, the entire population of the town would simply pack up their things, disappear into the side of the cliff, and turn off their lights. Walking through here with a guide, you realize this isn't just a cave. It's a subterranean shadow city. There are secret escape routes for knights, rock-cut chapels, and charcoal drawings on the walls that outlasted the people who drew them. But these walls also held a much darker kind of isolation. In 1674, a local woman named Entgen Luijten was dragged into these exact damp, pitch-black dungeons. Entgen was independent, highly resilient, and possessed a deep knowledge of traditional herbal medicine, which in the 17th century was the ultimate corporate hazard for a woman. When the local crops failed, the regional magistrates used the dark silence of these stone walls to break her spirit, branding her a witch. She fiercely refused to give them a confession, choosing to die with her integrity intact, right here in the cold dark. It's a stark reminder that while the kings were playing chess on the surface, the real cost of history was paid by regular people holding their breath in the dirt. Climbing the internal stairs out of the underworld feels like a physical punch to the senses. You emerge directly into the blinding daylight atop the ridge, standing inside the skeletal remains of the Valkenburg Castle, the only hilltop fortress in the entire Netherlands. The view from up here is spectacular. You can see the entire valley laid out like a tactical map. But if you look closely at the masonry, you notice it didn't just crumble from centuries of bad weather. It was violently detonated. During the Franco-Dutch War in 1672, the massive invading armies of French King Louis XIV were marching across the landscape, gobbling up territory. The local Dutch defenders looked at this majestic, supposedly impregnable fortress and realized they didn't have the manpower to hold it. So in an absolute masterclass of if I can't have it, no one else can, they packed their own central keep with gunpowder and blew it sky high. They literally deleted their greatest shield from the map just to ruin the French king's afternoon. You have to respect the pettiness of the 17th century military strategy. But the most important thing is that they survived. But walking through it today requires a bit of architectural imagination. First up is this massive open space flanked by towering lancet arches. This was the Knight's Hall. Today it's completely roofless, which makes for great cinematic lighting. But back in the 14th century, this was the glittering social heart of the castle. Moving towards the outer perimeter, you hit the heavy artillery rooms and defensive towers. Standing up here, looking down at the tiny roofs of Valkenburg and the winding Ural River, the true strategic purpose of this castle becomes obvious. From this exact vantage point, the lords could spot invading armies miles away. Descending back down into the town flat, the survival strategy of Valkenburg becomes clear. Since the geography here lacked the steady winds needed for traditional windmills, the medieval citizens looked at the fast-flowing Ural River and decided to weaponize its kinetic energy instead. This is the Fluweelengrot, a 16th century undershot watermill built entirely out of the same yellow marlstone we saw underground. Watching this mossy wooden wheel feels like watching the literal heartbeat of the old town. It ground the grain that kept the families alive while the castle above was busy exploding. Scattered throughout the old town are these life-sized concrete human figures known as the Alltagsmenschen, or everyday people. They are an art illustration designed to celebrate the completely unadorned, ordinary moments of daily life. They look so real that you will absolutely end up apologizing to a concrete block for bumping into it. By 6 p.m., all this vertical hiking catches up with you, and your appetite demands a truce. To fix that, you head into the warm, wood-grained sanctuary of Pub Henry VIII. Because of its proximity to the Belgian and German borders, the food culture here is fiercely Burgundian, which is a polite historical term for heavy, rich, and unbothered by calorie counts. I ordered the local holy grail, the zouflies. It looks like a standard beef stew, but is slow cooked in a dark gravy infused with vinegar and apple syrup. It's sweet, sour, velvety, and always served over a mountain of thick-cut fries with a heavy dollop of mayonnaise. Walking out through the massive 14th century stone arch of the Grindelpoort, as the evening settles in, the scale of this place finally sinks in. Valkenburg is a town where history, is stacked vertically. On the sunlit peaks, empires fought for lines on a map and blew up castles. But down in the winding canals, the rushing watermills, and the cold dark caves below, regular people carved out a life of unyielding resilience. It turns out, the best parts of the Netherlands aren't always just flat. Sometimes you just have to dig a little deeper. Until the next road.